What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Well, what a difference a day makes. Now, we've been keeping up with this North Carolina pool party mass shooting that had happened, and they had one suspect in custody, which they gave a $10,000 cash bond or a $100,000 bond with $10,000 cash to get out. And the guy's name was Jared Killian. Now, people ask me, was he related to the judge that gave him that ridiculous bond, whose last name was Killian also? No, they're not related. But with this guy being in mind, this is the guy, ladies and gentlemen, that set it off. All because of it was an entry fee to get into this pool party that had over 100 people. He decided he gonna go on the side of the house on the embankment in the back of a neighbor's yard that he didn't know, and fire shots into the party, a crowded pool party around the pool area, and other people returned fire. Now, we talked about this. They're going to make more arrests, which they have already, and there are more arrests suspected. They're looking presently right now at he's one, 5 other people, kids, all different colors, shapes and sizes. They're not playing with this, y'all. Now, I'm gonna show you all of this stuff they got up here now, but what's crazy is police and the community were outraged about this guy's bond. Now they done revoked this bond, so his ass ain't getting out of jail, and he shouldn't. Anybody that does this kind of crazy Wild West outlaw antics, all this violence and stuff, because you got to remember, 11 people were injured and a 58-year-old man lost his life. They shouldn't give him no deals or bond when you do commit a violent felony such as this. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Take a look at what they got so far, and we'll come back with commentary.
We come to you tonight at 11 with breaking news. In just the last few hours, the Catawba County Sheriff's Office says it has arrested 2 more suspects in that mass shooting at that pool party that left 1 person dead and 11 others hurt.
And deputies are telling us that the first 2 men you see on the left side of the screen, Raekwon Craig, Patrick Tolbert, they're now in police custody charged with aiding and abetting. That is connected to underage drinking, which police say happened at the party.
Meantime, the sheriff's office tells us Keandre Mack and Toland Huff are still wanted tonight on charges of attempted first-degree murder. And there's this. We shared this with you earlier today. The first suspect arrested in this case, 20-year-old Garen Killian, made his first court appearance where a judge granted him a $200,000 bond and placed him on electronic monitoring. That decision left law enforcement outraged, saying that's not enough.
I am outraged. The first suspect we arrested in connection with this mass shooting was given a $200,000 bond.
It is beyond frustrating that someone with pending charges for multiple counts of attempted murder is out in the community in the first place. It is unimaginable that this same person can then be charged with additional charges from a separate incident to include attempted murder.
WCNC Charlotte's Siobhan Riley picks up our coverage tonight, and as she reports, people in the community also saying now that Killian's bond amount sends the wrong message.
Law enforcement agencies say this is one of the toughest investigations they've dealt with in their career, and they fear the amount of Garen Killian's bond could put the community at risk. Still an active scene days after a massive shooting at a pool party advertised on social media where more than 80 shots were fired over the weekend on Walnut Acres Drive. People in Catawba County say they're frustrated to learn 20-year-old Garen Killian's bond is only $200,000.
Everyone is just, in shock. I mean, you can't really go anywhere or do anything anymore out of fear that something might happen.
Anita Flynn was in court on a separate case Wednesday and witnessed Killian appear in front of a judge.
It's terrible to me that that bond is just set way too low, in my opinion.
Were the defendant charged with any of the following crimes?
We previously reported Garen Killian and another person was arrested back in April for shooting into a crowd in a parking lot near a Chuck E. Cheese franchise. Catawba County Sheriff Don Brown told media during a press conference he's outraged.
I believe he should have never been back on the street after Hickory Police Department charged him with those crimes. He bonded out of jail on April 14th. 48 days later, all of our lives changed. This is frustrating. It's infuriating.
Investigators have a long road ahead. They are still looking for another gunman in this case. Tolan Huff Jr. is facing 1 count of first-degree attempted murder. Investigators believe Huff may have also been connected to the shooting in April as well. 19-year-old Keandre O'Neal Mack has also been charged with 1 count of attempted first-degree murder.
We are regularly asked by our community members why should they come forward with information about crimes being committed if the person is just going to be back in the neighborhood. And in cases like this one, it leaves me with no answer for them.
Siobhan Riley, WCNC Charlotte.
Regularly asked by our community members why should they come forward with information about crimes being committed if the person is just going to be back in the neighborhood.
Tonight at 6, both frustration and the number of details in the Catawba County mass shooting increase as the investigation moves forward. One person is now in custody and several others are wanted in that house party shooting over the weekend. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Dalfred Jones.
And I'm Siobhan Bryan. This happened Sunday morning, leaving 1 man dead and 11 others hurt. Catawba County investigators say deputies responded to the home along Walnut Acres Drive in the Mountain View community just before 1 in the morning. That's south of Hickory near Highway 321. You see it mapped out on your screen.
Deputies identified the person killed as 58-year-old Sean Hood. Some of the victims were shot. Others were hurt while trying to run away. 20-year-old Garen Killian was taken into custody yesterday and is charged in that mass shooting. Killian appeared in front of a judge for the first time today and was granted bond.
And just this afternoon, law enforcement in Catawba County and other agencies shared frustration with Killian's bond and shared new details in this ever-evolving investigation. WBTV's Jason Puckett was at today's press conference and joins us to break all the new details down.
Well, there was a press conference here at the Justice Center earlier today, really broken down into 2 parts. The first, a call for justice from the gathered law enforcement leaders after a judge's ruling earlier this morning. The second part, though, was them updating us on the latest on the case, including the naming of a new suspect. We're going to show you here images of Tolan Huff Jr. The Catawba County Sheriff named him as a second suspect in the mass shooting and charged him with 1 count of attempted first-degree murder. But Huff has not been arrested yet, and officials are asking the public's help to find him right now. 2 other charges also announced related to the hosting of the party itself. North Carolina Alcohol Law Enforcement, or ALE, announced that both Patrick Tolbert and Raekwon Craig are charged with 3 counts of aiding and abetting underage drinking. Before those updates, though, officials shared their frustration. That coming after a district court judge this morning gave Garen Killian, their first suspect, a $200,000 bond when he was already out on bond for previous crimes.
It is beyond frustrating that someone with pending charges for multiple counts of attempted murder is out in the community in the first place. It is unimaginable that this same person can then be charged with additional charges from a separate incident to include attempted murder and could be out in our community tonight.
The Hickory Police Chief, the Catawba County Sheriff, and the special agent in charge of the FBI here all said that the judge's ruling made their job more difficult in this investigation, but said they will continue working to gather evidence. They're expecting that scene out there to be cleared later this afternoon. And again, right now, asking anyone's help if they have more information about what happened or if they can help locate the new suspect there, Huff Jr., to go ahead and give the sheriff or police a call. For now, here outside the Justice Center, I'm Jason Puckett, WBTV on
This morning, Alicia, the DA told the judge that this suspect, Garen Killian, is a danger to the community. And it must have hit differently with the judge today because this was the same judge, Mark Killian, no relation to the suspect, who gave him a $200,000 bond yesterday and then revoked it this morning. We'll show you some video now from the courtroom. Now, again, the judge revoking that $200,000 $200,000 bond for Garen Killian. He's one of several suspects in this mass shooting in Catawba County early Sunday morning. Now, the district attorney said that Killian violated the terms of his pretrial release because of an April shooting that he's also been accused of and charged in. And the judge agreed that he is a danger to the community. Now, 11 people, as you mentioned, were injured. One person died in that mass shooting in Catawba County early Sunday morning. And sheriff's officials called a news conference yesterday afternoon saying that they were outraged that the judge would give Killian bond, a $200,000 bond. We also learned about a previous charge for Killian in 2024, May of 2024, where he was charged with marijuana, alcohol possession, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. The district attorney brought that into the conversation as well. And coming up tonight, starting at 4, we are going to discuss more details about why the judge one day gave him a bond and the next day revoked it. But Garen Killian is not getting out of jail right now. I'm live in Catawba County. Robin Kennedy, Queen City News.
The sheriff's office says it has arrested 2 more suspects in that shooting.
Deputies telling us Raekwon Craig and Patrick Tolbert are now in custody, charged with aiding and abetting. Meanwhile, the sheriff's office tells us the 2 men in the middle there, Keandre Mack and Tolan Huff, are still wanted as we speak. And in just the last hour, deputies now telling us they are also looking for a new person of interest. Take a look. He's identified as 18-year-old Isaiah Mitchell. Investigators say he's wanted for robbery in Burke County. If you have any information about where he might be, call the Catawba County Sheriff's Office.
All right, guys, you've seen it. The growing addiction of wanting to be a part of this street crazy culture is taking kids right out of here. It's almost like mind control, making them feel as though they got to do something, to act a certain way or be a certain way. It ain't how men act. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, everybody die every day by the hands of a gun when it's a disagreement or somebody you feel as though you don't like. These kids are young, between 20 and 18 years old. All of them. You know what I'm saying? And this is what they choose to do at somebody else's property in somebody else's neighborhood. And they didn't think nobody would know them. It ain't like they're total strangers just standing around there floating through the crowd. Nobody knows them and only see them for a brief second. These people congregate, laugh, and joke. 4 of them or 5 of them was guests at the party. So motherfuckers know you, and they're telling on your stupid asses. Got their faces right up, their names and everything. Yeah, we looking for them. Most likely they'll turn themselves in. But if you looked and seen that the police was upset, hey, the community said, hey, why would we give y'all information? Y'all gonna let them right back out. And that's just not in North Carolina. That's a growing problem across America. People are not being held accountable. Somebody died here. 58 years old, somebody died because kids out here don't have no direction and want to be badder than bad. They need to start looking at certain crimes because they always have an MO. Foolishness behind it, and look at it for what it is. Lack of common sense. You know what I'm saying? And stop giving them bonds, stop giving them all this other thing, and just a bunch of people with heartless intent. Stay tuned for updates, man. I mean, I just got in the house. I got to process all this, but I mean, you're seeing it. They going after them, and I'm more than sure they're going to smoke them. That neighborhood, that township or whatever, you know what I'm saying? That happening out there. Anytime you got a mass shooting or any type of violence in a place where you got to pay expensive amounts to live, best believe they're going to throw the book at you and they're going to smoke you in court. Stay tuned. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe.